Alright, how's it going, guys? There's been a lot of videos about soloing and Helldivers, but I'm going to show you the easiest way to do it. This loadout is 100% doable for pretty much, I won't say any skill level. You still have to be okay to do this, but this is going to give you your best shot at completing some solo missions. So here, I'm looking at our map. I see we got a lot of stuff over here. I'm going to drop right here and just kind of try to hit both of those on my way over. Alright, so for our loadout, our equipment first, I'm using the level 50 armor, but you can get the same effects on a lot of different armors. This is the one you get, I think it's Battle Pass level 4, so that one helps quite a bit. Or you can also get it from the premium version of the game. There's another kind of armor, this kind right here. They all have the same effects. So even though I'm using the level 50 armor, there are other options. And the main thing I like is the Democracy Protects. It gives you a 50% chance to not die when taking lethal damage and prevents damage from bleeding, which actually comes in handy more than you might think. I'm using the Breaker Shotgun, I'm using Impact Grenades, and I am using the P19 Redeemer. All of these you get fairly early on. The Impact Grenades maybe a bit later, but you can actually use the regular grenades just as well. Okay, so aside from that, I didn't mean to close that screen. Aside from that, we're going to go into these stratagems. We want the 500 kg bomb. We want the Eagle airstrike. We are going to want the grenade launcher. And again, like I said, if you're playing a mission that's more stand your ground and fight, instead of running the grenade launcher, you want to use the expendable anti-tank this patch, because this thing one-shots chargers and it just does a lot of damage now. They really made these super good. So the other thing we're going to want to run is the shield generator pack. If you're very good, you can run the jump pack. The shield generator pack is the easier one to use, so that's what I'm going to drop with. The boosters, now you can run Hellpod space optimization, and that's great, or you can run stamina enhancement, and that's also good too. I'm going to use stamina enhancement just because I run this solo and I know that I can stop by minor points of interest, and I won't have that much of an ammo problem. The space optimization is a lot better when you're playing with a group. I personally like the stamina when I'm running things solo. Alright, for the drop, I'm going to make sure I drop away from bugs. I see some down there into my, I guess it would be my southeast. We're going to drop our stuff. Nice distance away from bugs. Now, when you open your tab menu, you can see a few things. You can actually look around and try to detect the radar station. It will be a kind of like this, but it'll have a small hole next to it. I don't see one, and I'm not going to spend too much time doing it. I just kind of like to get an idea of where I'm at, and if there's something nearby I can quickly hit, like this. Nope. Okay, so now we're going to grab our stuff and we're just going to get a move on. We're going to go and hit this first and then hit the bonus objective next to it afterwards. It's okay to die a few times. You do get 5 reinforces when you're running it solo. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I'm a deathless kind of player, because that is very difficult to do. I have done it before, but most of the time I usually end up dying at least a couple times to random stuff. So a big thing about this, especially on higher difficulties, even when you're not running solo, is you want to be sure that you're not taking fights with every single group of bugs you see. You want to try to avoid patrols and avoid stuff like this as much as you can. I'm just gonna go around them. They will wear down your resources, and you're gonna have bug breaches called on you. The less breaches you can force yourself into dealing with, the better. I think there might be a spore spear over here as well. Alright, so the hunters, they can see me from here. I'm looking for the eggs. They're gonna start walking this way because they heard something. I'm gonna go around them. At this point, it's pretty inevitable that I'm about to get spotted, but I just want to get as close to these eggs as possible with my grenade launcher. We're actually just gonna throw an eagle right in the middle over there, and I'm just gonna close that hole while I'm here. So the grenade launcher is really good against these bile spewers. And those guys add a lot of randomness into your runs, so don't be afraid to take a second to like clear them out a little bit. Alright, I see hunters on me, so I'm actually just going to run back and deal with the hunters. If I can't kite a little bit here. Like I said, you're going to get bug breaches called on you. It's pretty unavoidable. Again, unless you're like It's one of those guys who does those deathless runs. But we're just gonna kite and look for a good opportunity to go after the bugs. Make sure you're turning and killing hunters as you're getting chased, because those guys will do the absolute most damage through your run. I'm gonna use another eagle. Stratagems are very important.
That's called democracy.
I'm just gonna kill that bile spewer so I can run through. Oh, didn't mean to walk onto that. Used our first stim, but that is a-okay. Now we're gonna go up here, and it should be mostly clear for us to deal with the remainder of these little eggs here. There we go. That's our first objective done. For this bonus objective, we definitely have a spore spewer over this way. That one's really easy. You just gotta kill it. But for this bonus objective, the laboratory, all you need to do to actually clear this objective is look for the building that has a little satellite on it. I'll show you what that looks like here in a second. It's not that one. It's actually that one right there. So what I'm going to do is, as I'm running by, I'm going to drop a 500 kg bomb on it. Now I don't need to deal with hell bombs or any of that kind of stuff. It's going to break my shield. That's fine, because that means my shield's going to recharge. There's the spore spewer, so we're going to clear that as well. There it goes. Usually takes about 1 clip at this range. Sometimes it'll take a clip and a half. Now we're heading south. I'm going to use this rock because I hear something big behind me kind of stomping around. Really need to get my stamina back. Gonna walk for a bit. Alright, now I'm going to run. Use these really tall, like, terminid rocks to actually get distance on bugs, because they try to follow as directly behind you as they can. And when they have a big hitbox, they'll get stuck on the rocks, and it forces them to kind of move sideways in order to get to you. So you can use these to kind of alter their pathing and get a bunch of distance on them. All right, so I see 2 spots that might be the super sample rock. I wasn't paying attention to the meteor storm. So that looks like one, and that looks like one right there. So we're gonna work our way over there. I'm also just gonna keep my eye out for ammo at these points of interest. So there's ammo right there, that little yellow box. So on my way through here, I'm gonna go ahead and just grab some. We also got lucky. There's stims and grenades and all kinds of goodies here. Grab these samples while we're here too, might as well. Is there another stim pack? There's not. Okay, we're gonna keep moving. Don't be afraid to get hit by stuff when you have your shield up, because it's going to protect you. It can even protect you from big explosions like the 500 kg. Right, I'm actually going to switch to this objective here. Go for it. I'm going to remember those super sample rocks are like over that way, but we're going to move around the bile spewers there. Remember, it's always best to just kind of avoid conflict until you absolutely need it. I have one more eagle airstrike. I want to make sure I use my eagle bombs here so they can come back off cooldown. Stop that guy from calling in a bug breach if I can. They still called one. That's fine. Okay, so oh, it's right there. Yikes. It's always strange to me, like the bug breaches will sometimes not be where the bugs called them. But luckily it didn't spawn like a bile titan or anything right in front of me as soon as I got up. Sometimes you can get one shot from weird hitboxes. Alright, so again, using these rocks, I'm gonna kind of kite them away until the bug breach is over. I see a lot of hunters. Hunters you want to make sure you're always dealing with when you have an opportunity to. Make sure you're paying attention to where you're running as well. There's a hive over there I don't want to run into. And get all these guys come over here, and I'm actually going to I'm gonna call in my 500 kg just so my eagles start coming back up off cooldown. Right, so now I'm gonna try to run this way, and I'm gonna look to get close to this these eggs here. So they should all be behind me, which means there should be an opening here. Oh, there's that one guy. I'm gonna just run past this one because he's armored. And we use our grenade launcher, just quickly clear these eggs. Alright, right, that's another objective down. Now we're gonna go after this one. And I've only seen 2 bonus objectives, and at this difficulty there are 5 of them. It's interesting, we're still deathless as of right now. I mentioned that as a charger's coming to me because this loadout is not very good against chargers. The best thing to do against chargers is what I said before, where you're kiting close to these walls here and trying to mess with their pathing to the point where they lose track of you. If they charge you and you're running close to a wall, the good thing is that the charge will 100% hit the wall every time. Alright, here we are. We're closer to an objective now. There's a charger right here. I have no stamina. He ran into the wall anyway. That's good. I don't think I can climb this. I'm going to try just to see. Nope, I can't. Always worth just seeing if you can parkour little things like that, because parkour is a great way to get away from the bugs when you can actually do it. It's pretty inconsistent, as I'm sure you guys know, but when you do get to use it, it's really good. Use a grenade to clear these little acid guys. The acid guys are really annoying because they slow you. Ooh. Okay. Back to kiting. Hell kiters. We're gonna run around. So we know one of the objectives is a stalker nest now, because we can obviously see stalkers, so we're gonna make sure we go and deal with that. Oh, there's the Battle Titan I've been waiting for. We're gonna throw a resupply very far away. I'm gonna try to move towards it in a not straight line. My 500 kg is back. I'm gonna throw that there. Get him to start his spit animation and run away very fast. That should hit him. That's the Battle Titan dead. I actually shoot this stalker here. Oh. Run to the resupply. Alright, the bug breach is dead, so I'm gonna try to clear this out just a little bit, because I do need to get back over there. These stalkers are... I know it's kind of the point of them, but they're coming out of nowhere. I need to use this. My reload animation got bugged out there. Oh, this might be our first death here. I want to make this a deathless run, so that'd be very interesting, but...
How'd you like to taste of freedom?
Use our eagles. If we can't clear that area just a little bit. Gotta find this stalker nest too. I bet that's it right over there. I'm actually gonna make a detour and go for it. This is where the jump pack, it really exceeds the shield generator, by the way. The shield generator is a bit of a crutch. As you can see, I would have died multiple times throughout this mission so far had I not brought the shield generator. But in this instance, I can easily kite all these bugs around and then just jump pack away from them. And I probably would have been able to clear the other objective and this one by now. I only have, I think, 2 shots in this. I'm gonna need to reload as soon as I'm done with this. And that's got a beacon next to it, so that's not a radar station. So when you ping stuff at distance like that, if it's an objective, it'll actually discover it on the map for your teammates and yourself. Into a patrol, that's unfortunate. Alright, by now we should have enough distance to where I can actually get close to this thing and pick out some of the eggs. I don't know if I can climb that, so I'm not going to try. Use another eagle here. You see, this elite has to kind of move around the rock and it gets stuck on the eagle. Just little things for using these big rocks. Always run alongside them. Impact grenades will one-shot the biospheres. So when I see one that close to the objective, I'll sometimes just use my impact grenades. Oh, this ain't good. I'm getting body blocked.
That's called democracy.
I don't want to drop down here, but if I don't, it's probably going to kill me. Yeah, it's definitely going to kill me if I don't drop down here. Now I have a stalker on me. Ugh. Yeah. Ah, man, I knew I was gonna die here. That's okay. So now I'm just gonna drop on the other side of all those bugs. Or I'm not going to. It's not gonna let me. That's not good. Really unfortunate spot to get dropped in there, but I can probably take out a lot of these eggs. Okay, I mean, guess it could have been worse. Always practice your stratagems or set macros. I don't use macros. I think it's a lot more fun to actually have to quickly input the stratagems. I think it's one of the charms of the game for me. But I throw them far away so that by the time I run to their location, they've actually dropped. I don't have to spend a bunch of time dealing with bugs. Keep it moving. Alright, now I gotta find this other stalker nest because there's definitely a second one. I think it's in that direction. I think it's west. But as you can see, we've now completed the mission. I'm gonna throw that out far. We've now completed the mission. So if we get into a situation where, you know, we run out of reinforces, it doesn't matter because we've already passed. Look, I actually threw that next to my other resupply. I didn't even know. We're just gonna double up here. And now we're moving on. There's a Bile Titan back there. I think I can lose all those bugs. I don't think I actually need to fight them. I'm gonna use this big rock here to get away from them. And then we are heading towards, hopefully, this other stalker lair. I don't know where it'd be. Maybe over this way. But
200 meters.
Usually the stalker lairs don't overlap extremely hard. Sometimes they do. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we got one more secondary, but I'm kind of tempted to just leave here. I don't usually spend a ton of time running around looking for the last secondary unless I just see it. Or I have like an idea of where it's at, like with the stalker lairs. It just kind of wastes time. Knocking out 4 is good enough for me. I'm gonna run this way. I'm just gonna head to the dropship. Got hunters on me and a stalker. Hunters and stalkers, you pretty much always have to turn around to shoot, just because when those guys start swarming you, there's nothing you can do. There's a lot of options against bile spewers and even bile titans when they start like swarming you, but the hunters and the stalkers, like, you gotta make sure you're managing them as you go. I don't even think those bugs knew where I went. They called a bug breach in, and I don't think they have any idea of my direction. Yeah, they're kind of moving like at an angle from me. So usually they'll move straight towards your last known location. So if I'm running this way and I see the bugs moving that way, I know that they don't really know where I am. They're just kind of heading in my last known direction. We're gonna just run straight to the drop and be done with it. Someone in the comments is gonna point out, like, I missed the other secondary objective. I probably have seen it at some point. I just didn't spot it or something like that. Maybe I'll see it from like here. Wow, that's a lot of bugs. I don't see it. Alright, now for extractions, you want to be very careful. I also never grabbed the super samples. For extractions, you want to be very careful because these can definitely be painful. I'm going to hit it and then I'm just going to kind of move away from it and try to be sneaky here for as much of it as I possibly can. A lot of time during extractions, you're going to have patrols spawn and start moving towards it, like those guys there. Just going to try to keep close enough to the extraction that it doesn't start aborting like that, but I'm going to try to avoid conflict as much as I can. This is a really unfortunate situation I'm in. I think they know where I'm at too. Yep, they know where I'm at. We're going to circle around this way. that Bile Titan has let all the other bugs know my location. Use the eagles to clear that distance a little bit. But just that little 20 seconds can be very, very helpful here.
How'd you like to taste of freedom?
Oh, we don't have another eagle airstrike. Use that and use the stem. Don't know if I'm actually gonna hit that Titan or not. I'm gonna die here. Maybe not. Yeah, I'm definitely dead here. That's unfortunate. But I think that Titan died because he's not moving. He didn't die. We're gonna land on a tall rock here. Wow, is that still too far from the extraction shuttle? No, it's not. Landing on a tall rock so they can't get to me. Try to take care of some of those bile spears. Now, the Bile Titan can 100% spit on top of, or spit through solid rocks like this. So you gotta be very careful about that. Okay, we have no more. We have no more grenades. I'm watching this Bile Titan. As soon as he comes over here, I'm just gonna drop in. I'm gonna move. Hurt my leggies, but that's okay. Now we're gonna grab our sample container and our shield, and we're gonna get out of here. I'm gonna run under the legs. Oh no, he did the spit. That was almost run ending, or at least life ending there. I was hoping he would not do the spit animation and instead would do the melee, but anyway, as you can see, I'm really not that good at this game. There are people who are way better than me. I mean, I'm decent. I'd like to say above average, but I'm not some crazy player that can do this deathless. We definitely died twice there, but that's it. That's the level 9 difficulty. We extracted with time, got 4 objectives of the optional objectives done, got our samples. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Follow for more content.